You ever stop and think about how your phone just knows which way you're holding it? Or how your fitness tracker nails your step count day in and day out? Well, that's not magic. It's actually an incredibly tiny but super powerful piece of tech. And today, we're going to dive deep into one of these unsung heroes, the STK8BA58 motion sensor. So, here's what we've got lined up. First, we'll talk about the motion tech that's already all around you. Then, we'll get to know the STK858 itself and see what makes it tick. We'll connect it to the gadgets we use every day, give a nod to the company that makes it, and then we'll even show you where you could get one for yourself. Let's get into it. You know, we live in a world that just reacts to us. We tilt our devices, we shake them, we walk around, and they respond in a split second. It's something we totally take for granted now, right? But how does it all actually work?
Okay, let's start with the classic example. You're looking at a photo, you turn your phone on its side, and poof, the image flips perfectly to landscape. What's the secret sauce behind that simple, super intuitive little feature?
Well, the secret is a little component called an accelerometer. These tiny sensors are really the heroes behind so many things we do all the time. They're handling that smooth screen rotation, they're giving you that amazing control in games, they're counting your steps, and they're even helping your phone manage its battery life. So now, let's pull one of these key players right into the spotlight. This is a tiny piece of silicon brilliance that makes so much of our modern tech possible, the STK8BA58. And when I say tiny, I am not kidding. Just look at this thing. The STK8BA58 is only 2 millimeters by 2 millimeters. That is literally smaller than a grain of rice, but it is absolutely packed with some incredible sensing power. So what is it, really? Well, the technical term is a 3-axis MEMS accelerometer. Let's break that down real quick. 3-axis just means it can sense motion in every direction, forward and back, side to side, and up and down. And MEMS? That's a fancy way of saying it's a microscopic machine with actual moving parts, all built right onto a chip, designed to feel acceleration. And that includes the constant pull of gravity. And here are the key stats at a glance. That tiny package is how it fits into our sleek smartwatches. It gives a really precise 12-bit digital signal, so clean, detailed information. And the operating temperature? That means this little sensor can work just fine whether a device is left in a freezing car or is running hot from a heavy workload. It's built for the real world. So it's small, it's tough, but what really makes the STK8BA58 so useful? Let's get into what I like to call its superpowers. Really, this thing is just a bundle of smart features. It's designed to sip power, which is perfect for battery-powered gadgets. It gives you clean, reliable data. You can tune it to detect either tiny little movements or big, forceful ones. It even has this smart wake-up feature to save energy. It's this mix of brains and brawn that makes it so useful. And speaking of brawn, get this. It can survive a shock of 10,000 Gs. To put that into perspective, a fighter pilot might pull, 9 Gs? This is an incredible amount of durability. It means it's perfect for the stuff we drop and shake and carry around every single day. The sensor's efficiency gets even better when you look at its power modes. Think of it like a sprinter versus a marathon runner. In normal mode, it's sprinting. It's always on, grabbing every last bit of data, which is perfect for something like gaming. But in low power mode, it becomes a marathon runner, cleverly taking little naps and waking up just to check if anything's moving. That's the secret to how your fitness tracker can run all day without totally draining your battery. Okay, so we've looked at the specs and the cool features. But what does this all add up to? Let's connect this powerful little sensor back to the things it helps create in the real world. And the list of applications is just huge. Its precision and low power usage make it perfect for pedometers and fitness trackers. Its super fast response is key for VR controllers. And because it's so tough, it can be used for things like impact recognition. Imagine a shipping box that logs if it's been dropped. It can even monitor vibrations in big industrial machines. It is a seriously versatile little component. Of course, a tiny marvel like this doesn't just appear out of nowhere. So let's give some credit to the engineering minds who brought it to life. The STK8BA58 is made by a company called Sensortek Technology Corp. These are the folks who figured out how to cram all of that incredible capability into such a tiny, efficient package, powering so many of the devices we depend on. Now, all this talk might have the makers and engineers watching this wondering, okay, that's really cool, but how do I get my hands on one? So let's talk about that for a second. For anyone in the design or manufacturing world, one of the main distributors for this sensor is eBester Company Limited. They're a key link in the chain, helping get Sensortek's awesome technology into the hands of the people building the next wave of cool, motion-aware products. So we've seen how a component smaller than a grain of rice gives our devices a real sense of awareness, from something as simple as rotating a screen to something as complex as tracking our fitness. It kind of leaves you with one last thought. Now that you know what's possible with such a tiny, powerful, and precise sense of motion, what would you build?